cool. I'm crossing a little creek at the Elwood Monarch Butterfly Groves. All right, there's an egret. It's flying away right as I stop. Yeah, they're very beautiful birds, these egrets. Nice and snowy. Okay, I'm headed down to Ellwood Beach below the Ellwood Bluffs. And yeah, the tide is kind of high right now, but receding. But I think we'll be able to make it to where we need to go up. Yeah, something cool I'd like to point out that I saw. Nice little birds are fake sign. There it is. Birds are fake. Okay, so the tide isn't exactly low now. It's actually on the higher side. Normally you can kind of just walk around this, but yeah, I'm gonna try to time it right so I just make it by without any big issues. Okay, I did get a little wet. So as you can see here, not a lot of sand at the moment, mostly just rocks, and that's because a lot of the winter storms kind of wash away the sand this time of the year. So yeah, something neat that I'd like to show you though, some of these sea caves here, you know, and at high tide there's obviously some water flowing in, and this isn't peak high tide. But yeah, this one seems to have a lot of driftwood and whatnot in it, but it is pretty cool. So perhaps I can get a little, yeah, there we go. Maybe you can get an idea of this, how neat it is. So sometimes what you find are little flakes of abalone shells, right? And this isn't like a whole one, so I've found whole ones. But this one does shine quite nicely, and people do use this sort of thing to make jewelry, you know, so it is a beautiful, beautiful shell. All right, so as I've been on this beach, I've been looking for something, moving kind of slowly, and that thing is whalebone, right? So this is not modern whalebone, but it's a fossil whalebone. It's not the best example. It kind of looks like other chert, perhaps. See if I can kind of focus in. But you can see these little fibers that are oriented, right? And that sort of indicates it is an old whalebone, right? This rock is not just a piece of chert or a piece of quartz. It's an old whalebone, yes. And so what happens here, try to get that back in focus. Yeah, so what happens here along these sea cliffs is you have a lot of whalebones like this, you know, that are distributed sparsely throughout the Monterey Shale. But they become silicified pretty easily. And as the sea cliffs erode, you get more resistant blocks of whalebone that are there, and they do sort of get abraded over time and rounded like this. You can find whalebone in outcrop. It won't sort of have this same look, but the texture will be similar, right? So it won't be all round, but you'll have this nice bone texture, right? So yeah, I've found a lot, so I'm just gonna leave this one here, but it is something that is actually pretty easy to find, but you have to keep your eyes peeled for it. You can also find modern bones, yes. So this is some sort of skull, maybe a cat or a raccoon, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, for some reason the focus is having problems. There it is. So lots of dead things, fossilized things, living things on the ocean. Here's another little pinch. I'll have to make my way around. Hopefully avoid getting super soaked, but this one seems a little better, at least at a glance. All right, it was pretty easy to make it around that obstacle, but you know, a little past it, there's another cave here, another sea cave. So again, most of these don't go back very far, but there are quite a few that just happen to form like this along the coast, and I think they're quite beautiful. There are some really nice ones near Dos Pueblos Ranch, a little south of it. So when there's more sand and the tide's low, I think I'll take everyone out there for a little video. But yeah, this is quite nice, quite nice. Okay, this is quite the surprise. Wow, very interesting. So I just decided to come up right about here, you know, and really quickly, what people wind up doing is along the coast they'll sort of build little structures with the driftwood here and there, but they always wind up getting washed away this time of year, you know? So it's neat to see something like this, because I don't think it'll be susceptible to getting washed away by at least the waves. And yeah, it is quite nice, you know, really well constructed. A lot of neat things, golf balls from the golf course, shells, Little Mermaid's purse, and yeah, I'm impressed by the architecture of this. Lots of sea glass too, so yeah, very beautiful, you know. This is kind of a spot where people do like to have little bonfires and maybe throw parties sometimes. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna head up here and get a little more video, but this was just very nice to see. Pretty spectacular, if you ask me. Okay, this is a little view of the Ellwood Bluffs here. It's really quite nice, you know. Yeah, so great area. Okay, I just came down from there, and there's actually a road you kind of drive along that goes off of the 101. You know, you can just pull out and park at to get here. And I don't know if this beach has a name, but you know, it's along the Gaviota coast. It's really beautiful, and we're gonna try to watch the sunset, you know. When you get to the base of this beach, you have this neat little concrete platform they built to prevent erosion, I think, of the sea cliffs below the train track. I'm getting this removed tomorrow morning, and I'm supposed to take it sort of easy, you know, for a bit. So that may mean I just kind of tone down on some of the outdoor stuff just for a week or 2 or 3. I think it's 20 days officially. But yeah, that being said, there's a nice one that I have coming out soon where I check out some of the other beaches in the Santa Barbara area. And there's a video that I have on some of the mines in Altadena. So stay tuned for those, and hope y'all enjoy. I'll try to get a little video of the sunset as I go back. Okay, there were sea caves I showed y'all at Ellwood Beach. These are sort of sea caves, more like little holes in the rock. None of them go back very far, but I mean, I could probably get in here, but I wouldn't want to. But yeah, it's a neat spot. The sun's doing its thing, and I'll probably turn around soon. So parts of this, at least now, are where the water is so high that you kind of need to walk up here to walk on the beach, or else you'll get really wet and possibly swept away. You can tell here that when the waves get real high, the ground gets real wet too. Okay, looks like the sun is officially setting behind the tip of the Santa Ynez Mountains out there, you know. Very beautiful today. Wish I could watch the sunset on the beach more often, you know. Don't really live by the coast right now, but yeah, pretty magical. Okay, the sun has officially set. Very beautiful, you know, and yeah.